In this video, we'll go over all the WoW news from the past week and try to compress it into a bite-sized video. The weekly event for this week is Miscellaneous Time Walking, which gives you 50% bonus rep to that rep, and MOP rep has mounts, lots of mounts. The Archaeology Bi-Weekly is Academic Exploration, which gives you a key to Narthalos Academy, which allows you to obtain a title. The Mythic Plus affixes are Tyrannical, Bursting, and Necrotic, and the Corruption Vendor, which reset today, has Expedient 3 for all you haste lovers out there. And into some other WoW-related news, with a recent hotfix, Blizzard will be nerfing the madness effects from Horrific Visions. The Leading Foot will now only slow you for a maximum of 50% of your movement speed, instead of 90%, and Split Personality clones will now only spawn for 5 seconds instead of 6, and only disorient you for half the amount of time, or 2 seconds. These are two of the most annoyed madness effects to deal with, and I kind of wish they'd nerfed them like a week earlier, as I recently got around to completing the 5 mask achievement in the previous week, although this should make much easier repeat completes a breeze. The new Shadowlands prequel novel, Shadow Rising, comes out today, and it also has an audio version on day 1, so I'm probably going to be listening to that all day. In classic WoW news, Blizzard has loosened the restrictions on the instance limits per account, where previously they locked your account to only 30 instances in a 24-hour period, where now the limit is per character instead of on the entire account, as a way to slow down bots when they first go online. I don't know if I've ever done 30 instances in a day, but for the classic WoW peeps who love to farm all day, every day, they should still be able to do that now, just as long as they have enough alts. And finally, Corruption will be going away with the Shadowlands pre-patch. So enjoy them while they last, although Azerite armor and essences will be sticking around, thankfully, which will give you a little bit of a boost when you're leveling through Shadowlands before they get replaced by Quest and Greens about 5 levels into the new expansion. And now on to some Shadowlands stuff. I'll make sure to actually have timestamps in this video, so it's much easier to skip past this by just mousing over the playback button. Last week, Blizzard released a whole bunch of new Shadowlands information as a whole bunch of us YouTubers and streamers and journalists were invited to a test realm which was supposed to take place last month but was pushed back for obvious reasons. I got to play through all the new stuff and it's pretty great, and it's nice to finally be able to talk about it. Shadowlands beta will start next week. An opt-in link will be in the video description of this video. Shadowlands will launch in fall of 2020, which means somewhere between September to December like most people guessed. Each of the Covenants will have their own special minigame similar to the Half Hill Farm in Mississippi area. The one we got to test in the alpha was for the Venthyr, which was basically a throw-your-own-party simulator, which was actually a lot more fun than it sounds. Instead of an endless progression climb with artifact power, they're going to have a system called Renown, which will have an actual end goal instead of an infinite progression system, which will work very similar to Reputations. Those soul binds and conduits, which will increase the power of your character, are kind of like an extra talent tree that you get to swap between at will in your Covenant, and each one of them is very obviously optimized towards one specific part of the game. So you can't really go wrong with picking the DPS one if all you care about is raiding, since it will be the most obvious choice out of all of them. And if you wish to switch Covenants, they will make it easier to go to a new Covenant, but make it hard to go back. And other than that, there was a whole bunch of other smaller things, but those are generally the highlights. And now on to the weather report with everyone's favorite dev bot, the weather bot. Nobody hates this segment. How's the weather out there?
Most of the time, humans don't realize how precious a body part is until something is wrong with it.
Good one, dev bot. Now for the mob of the week. This week we have the Hunter Robin. This is an NPC located in the Stormsong Valley, which is surrounded by a couple of animals which are very obviously references to Winnie the Pooh, as you have a tiger, a honey bear, a melancholic mule, etc, etc. And for something to do in WoW, start working towards your Keystone Master achievement. All you have to do is complete all the Mythic Plus dungeons on time in their 15 or higher Keystones. I've been working on this casually for the past couple of weeks, or starting out anyway, just learning how to do all the dungeons and getting my Raider.io score higher so that I can get easier groups. This will take a while, and it's a fun project to work towards now that I've completed the 5 million gold grind, and completed the 5 mask achievement, which I put off for months. Channel update. This is an update about the update from last week. where I mentioned there was a whole bunch of background noise, which nobody seemed to notice. I'm surprised about that. It was very loud in that audio. Apparently, my audio reduction software, which removes background noise, did a good job of removing like 90% of it, so hey, good to know. I can probably record through more noise than I thought. So, with that, I'll see you all next week.